Hey guys, Damien Verrett here with Digital Media Academy. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a composited scene in Adobe After Effects. I always really like in classic movies when they have painted backdrops. In Adobe After Effects, we can kind of approximate the same sort of effect, but at a much lower budget. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First, I'm going to drag my footage onto the new composition button to create a new composition with the same sequence settings. I'll rename that to main comp. So here's my footage. We have two of our actors walking across the screen. They stop, they look around, and it cuts. I don't like the trees being part of the environment for my film. It kind of destroys the mystique of the scene, seeing just like regular old redwoods and oak trees in the background. So we're going to cut those out, and we're going to do that by using the roto brush tool. It's the little brush icon next to the tiny little man. So we can't use the roto brush tool on our composition. We have to open the footage itself by double clicking the footage. And now I have this little green circle, and if I scrub across, it tries to grab everything that is approximately light colored. It's kind of like using a green screen, only it has a much higher tolerance for the color of the content you're trying to scrub out. So you'll see it saw pretty easily that this was all different from our gray, rocky foreground. We're not done yet. We have to scrub through the footage every 10 frames or so. It'll lose track of what it's trying to scrub out. As soon as the actor's head crosses over that horizon line, it loses what we're eliminating. That pink outline denotes what we are roto brushing out. So let's just do another little line, and it already did basically a perfect job. There's like a little bit of the fluff of his hair I might want to hold on to. If you want to reclaim something from the roto brush, just to hold down Alt, that'll turn your circle red, and you can just click the spot you want to take back. So once I've applied the roto brush to all of the frames of my footage, I'm going to run a RAM preview just to make sure there's no little mistakes popping up. It looks good to me. We're done with that step. We can come back into our main composition, and you'll notice right away all we have is the portion of my frame that I said I was trying to eliminate. It's really easy to fix that. Just come into the effects panel, click invert foreground and background, and we have this nice horizon line that we can play with now to create our environment. Now I'm going to apply a background behind our footage. I have this nice like sky background. It doesn't fit the frame yet, so I'm going to right click it, transform, fit to comp width. I want a little more of our sky in the frame, so I'm going to pull down our footage. So I'm just going to take it right about there. I don't want to cut out my actor's feet. It helps to have something in between your layers. Right now this is looking really two-dimensional, so I'm going to add something in the middle. I have this castle that I downloaded off of Google Image Search. You'll notice when I drop in the castle layer that it has a green background. That's been applied for us so that we can really easily key it out by going to Effect, Keying, Key Light, grab the eyedropper for screen color, and just click that green. It's a uniform green, so it's just going to disappear immediately. We can add a little bit of blur to our most distant background to simulate depth of field. Take the background layer, go Effect, Blur, Gaussian blur, and I'll just take it up to like 10. Do the same to the castle, but make it a little less blurred so it looks like it's closer to us. Something that will kind of connect the castle and the background layer together is a little bit of fog. I'm going to do that right now. You can hit Control Y, that's the hotkey to add a solid. Mine's green right now. It doesn't matter at all what color it is, so I'll just pop it in there. Drag it down so that it's between the background and the castle layer. I'm going to rename it Fog. We're going to go Effect, Noise and Grain, and Fractal Noise. I want to animate the fog, but I don't want to set keyframes for every single frame in the sequence, so I'm just going to Alt-click the stopwatch beside Evolution, type in time times 50. Now as we RAM preview 3, we can see our fog is kind of just slowly morphing. The fog is sitting on top of our background layer, and we can't see the background layer. So we're going to change the blend mode from normal to screen. We actually want the fog above the castle, I think. So I'm going to change the transparency by hitting T from 100% to 60%. So we're not done quite yet. Our foreground and our background still look really separate to me. Our vibe for the music video was sort of an 80s, 90s throwback, Jim Henson style fantasy story. So I'm gonna apply a VHS filter to all of our footage to kind of pull it into the same world. I downloaded the Magic Bullet Universe Stylize kit. It's like full of all of these great filters you can use. They scanned a bunch of VHS film stock. If you don't have it, there are similar things you can accomplish with color correction or tinting. Awesome, so now we can check out the RAM preview. You can see it looks much, much better than our original footage with that ugly tree backdrop. Now we can kind of believe we're in this fantasy environment, and we did it on a seriously limited budget. Great, so that's it. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something and that you're encouraged to work with limited resources and see what you can do.